Winning the Grey Cup, to me, just showed me the value of hard work in difficult times and in great times. We had some losses, we had some wins, but no matter what, the process was the same. And all it was just taking one step and then putting it one in front of the other. And that's how we got there. So it was an amazing experience, and I really appreciate being a part of it. My name's Usama Mujtaba, and I'm the head strength and conditioning coach of the Toronto Argonauts.
So this is red cone to red cone. Purpose of doing this drill, when you get back, you get a 20-second play clock. So we're gonna go ahead and emulate those demands of a game right now.
I'm from Bangladesh through and through. My parents were both born there, very close to each other. They grew up and they went through some really difficult times because at the time Bangladesh was fighting for its independence from, it was called East Pakistan at the time. They got their independence in 1971. So my parents lived through the end stages of partition. They lived through the struggle that it was trying to become independent as a country. And through all of that, they studied, worked really hard. My parents moved to London in the late 80s because my dad received an offer to study a PhD at Imperial College in London. So they moved there together, and then they had 3 kids that they raised in 1 bedroom in someone's house. And from there, that was really just the start of the struggle.
It's in the clouds right now. So if you come right here, you'll see it right there.
So I originally went to school for chemical engineering. I studied 5 years and got a master's degree in engineering as well. But while I was there, I quickly realized that my passion shifted from being an engineer to being a strength and conditioning coach. I got a little taste for it while I was at university from our head strength and conditioning coach, and absolutely loved every single moment that I was able to coach athletes. So from there, I decided to make that career transition into strength and conditioning, and since then, I've never looked back. I think since I've been in Canada, I think I've worked 3 jobs every single year that I've been here, and I still do. So when I moved to Toronto, I always knew that I wanted to be in professional sport, but in order to do that, you need a lot of connections. So while I was building the connections, a lot of the time, building connections is unpaid. You don't get paid, and it doesn't pay rent. So I was working 3 jobs at different gyms as a personal trainer. While I did get that mentality from my parents, I think something that isn't talked about as much is the difficulty that doing all of that causes. It takes a huge toll on your mental health. I think it's really important that as a male, I mention how much I struggled mentally throughout that time, because it's not something that is expected of you as a male to talk about. Most males are brought up in tough environments where you're expected to swallow your feelings for chasing success. And it comes with a price, because a lot of it hardens you to the point where you don't want to talk about anything that you went through. So one of the ways we do it here is in the weight room. Very simply, if I see someone come in, I ask them, how's the weather? And based on their mental state, they'll describe the weather. If they're feeling happy, it's sunny. If they're feeling sad, it's raining. And in that way, we can even change the workout just to increase dopamine, just so they feel a little bit better in that moment and they know that someone cares for them.
Nah, brother, you do your thing, man. You just focus on your task, focus on what you're good at.
Asian Heritage Month for me is an opportunity to reflect on all of the miles traveled from Bangladesh all the way through to England, all the way through to Toronto, and everything in the middle, all of the struggles that we went through that sometimes don't get documented, that don't get covered. It's an opportunity not only for me to learn about my history, but for others to learn about where I come from and the history of my people, so that we can all grow together and learn and understand each other better.